Well, my friends, this is Drakus360, and we are recording this well in advance of the day that I will eventually upload it, which is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Which, if you've followed the channel, you will also know that that is coincidentally the anniversary of What We Cannot See. I realize this series is probably no longer relevant basically anywhere on YouTube. I can't imagine any real space that it's. I guess I don't know. I feel it's not all that relevant, and that's probably my own doing because I made all the episodes unlisted because I felt kind of embarrassed about some of the profanity I used throughout them. But yeah. Periodically, I come back to it, thinking about it, and for this 9th anniversary of What We Cannot See, I have brought along a cohort.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is my buddy. Introduce yourself, sir.
I am Super Shadow 271. He will may call me Alex. Drakus 360 may call me Alex.
Yeah.
But
I probably will.
yeah, you can see me on his channel and his awesome YouTube friends list or whatever YouTube has now.
Yeah, I'll make a special category for you. I'm not sure awesome's the adjective. But we'll find something.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been friends for a while, but I've never, and I've known about this series, but I've never actually watched it at all, really.
Yeah.
I knew it was something he did. He just never really, I don't know, wanted me to see it, I guess. But
You're here now. You're here now. So
yeah.
Somewhere I decided it was okay. Honestly, I think we're just recording this early. One, because we could both meet today.
Mm-hmm.
But two, I don't think we'll be able to meet on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
and
yeah, maybe.
Is that a weekday? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to.
But I just thought this would be kind of fun because one, you have the series creator, but then also someone who's never really seen the series. I will say you have a general idea of what happened, right?
Yeah. You've given me some points, but
Okay. Well, I just thought this would be kind of fun, just like a little commentary about the series. And what we're gonna do is for season 1. Now it also has been a really long time since I've even watched season 1. I did rewatch it very recently in preparation for the day we'd meet to do this commentary, so it's fresh in my head. But since that last time that I watched it last week, it has been years since I sat down to rewatch season 1. If ever I rewatch What We Cannot See, it's mainly season 3. But this was kind of an interesting treat for me, a trip down memory lane, some embarrassing moments that I will deal with.
and I'm sure I'll point them out.
Yeah, you will, and you have free reign to do so.
Okay.
But I also thought for anyone who subscribed to my channel and remains subscribed because of this series, and if there are any of you out there who periodically rewatch this series or who like it enough to care about the process of making it, then this commentary might be for you. And another thing is I wanted to use this kind of to do, I don't know, I guess to sort of break any illusions that might be persisting about how I made this. To this day, I get people messaging me on Steam or whatever saying, "Oh, how did you plan this whole thing out?" I didn't plan it out. I pulled it out of my ass. So, little things like that. But I just thought this would be something fun to do for the 9th anniversary of What We Cannot See. And did you want to just tell him?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So Will approached me. How many? Like a year back.
I think it would have been a year back. It will be 1 year ago this July.
Okay.
So, like about a half a year ago.
Yeah, half a year ago. He approached me, talking to me about this, and I wasn't quite sure, but he started to say he wanted to make a sequel of sorts to this.
Yeah, a sequel.
And he, in the past, we had been pretty good with brainstorming, and so he decided to approach me about helping him tune up some ideas.
Yeah.
And so, as of recording right now, we are in the process of creating the
Where's the
spiritual
notebook?
successor. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
The
you can-
notebook of ideas.
I don't know if you can hear it, but that was sort of our notebook of ideas. We
It's very important for them to hear the pages flipping, Will.
indeed. Here, let's do it again. Can you hear it? Page.
All the ideas.
Look, I set it down. Did you hear that? Okay. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so he approached me. I didn't know much originally. He gave me some of the points to be able to help him with this story, but I've always
And in a
felt
weird
little-
way, I almost didn't want you to rewatch it because I was like, I don't want you to hear my pubescent voice again, or I don't want you to hear me using swear words I clearly didn't understand the meaning behind.
Well,
Shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've already fucking cussed. I thought I was gonna keep it clean.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
so much for that.
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, yeah, so we've been working on that for a while, and I've always felt a little bit behind, so I insisted that we watch this so I can be on the same page as him.
Yeah. And this might be kind of fun or extremely boring, whichever the case. But because whenever I do announcement videos on YouTube, I don't know, I kind of feel like the only version of Dracus you get is like this really lethargic, overly winded rambler who is going off on 20 different tangents. So I thought if you had another gentleman here and also some other things, that this might be a little more entertaining, that there
Yeah.
might be a little banter spliced in with some of the making of. I will mention that because this is going to be released on St. Patrick's Day, and my last name is...
Yeah.
I do have some lubricant here, some sake. So I might be increasingly loose-tongued over the course of this series, and this will help me get through a somewhat embarrassing chapter of this channel's history, but a crucial one at that. So I guess we're ready to go. I think one more thing I'll mention before I crack open the bottle is that because Alex is seeing this for the first time, we will probably periodically pause the episodes so that I'll explain things, and I might just say like pause and then
Yeah.
so I was thinking like if there's a little interesting anecdote I can remember about the process or something funny or something story related, yeah. And I don't think we mentioned anything about the new project.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Okay. But otherwise, I'll just point out little things here and there.
Yeah, and also we should mention that it's raining outside, so if you hear some weird noise,
And
it's raining.
the chairs we're in,
Oh yeah, the chairs are pretty.
they're kind of
too.
squeaky, so you might
so-
hear a little bit here and there. But
Yeah, but
yeah.
otherwise, this should be relatively good audio. So, with that, let's get on to
Play the video already. Play it.
Okay, fine.
Hurry.
Avengeful
All right.
Plan.
Okay. Cheers. Hello. Yes.
Cheers,
Let's
yes.
begin. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ. There's the annotation. Yeah. So I was kind of full of myself back then, if I'm not already.
Great quote.
Yeah. Do you mind tilting the screen just a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's fine.
Okay.
Check it.
Wow.
The bike.
Oh yeah. I remember that. We've been friends for a while, so
He'll badger that home.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All characters.
Yeah. Indeed. Even the female ones, as you will soon find out.
Can't wait for that.
I think we should also add that Alex will decide if he wants to watch the other seasons. We're going to start with season 1, partly because I haven't seen it for a while, and yeah. But oh yeah, this Unity thing. If you want, you could pause it.
Yeah. What is Unity?
Yeah. So originally I had thought of an idea of a story with minifigs versus Bionicles, but it had nothing to do with what we cannot see, what it ended up being.
Okay.
For people who followed any of the mocks that I made, if you remember the green mock with the wings, Plygax, who I eventually put into the Bionicle universe, that character was originally supposed to be the villain for Unity, and he was called Emerald Darkness because that makes some fucking sense. But yeah.
The Edge.
Yeah, so That didn't end up working, thank God. But
Yeah.
the general idea was that it was a city that was a minifig city being invaded by Bionicles, and that idea hung around, and as you will see, it made it into what we cannot see. So
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
I know this whole series is going to be. We'll see. Well, we'll see.
The black and white filter sure is dramatic.
It's sepia tone.
Really?
Yeah.
It's 240p, man.
Fucking asshole.
What are you doing today, man? Pretty good. Good. So,
How's your wife?
scans are going well, sir. No bogies detected. Excellent. Ever since we removed the bionicles, everything's tip-top.
Exposition.
It'll-
Okay, pause it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you might have heard a slamming of the door. So at the time I was living at this house, my grandma had a maid. Well, not a maid, like a nanny sort of helper. And she just kind of took care of things, looked after my grandmother. But she walked in right as I was filming this. And at the time I just didn't really even care. But she's probably like, what the hell is this kid doing? Like,
Yeah, right.
just, you'll see. But this whole dialogue bit, she overheard. So, yeah. What? What?
The edgy music. It's just the first Bionicle you see. It's I don't know. It's
He's
just-
well, maybe he's edgy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
Happy, joyful, thinking that it's all over the... Sick. I should live. My people should rule this pathetic world. We're better than this. I can't take it anymore. Huh? Icarus? Why the rage? Are you blind, Gavla? What do you see before you? What do you see? In the big world, a sad, would-be land of joy and peace. But it will not be for long. An argument will arise, a fight will break out, and war will rage. But this is typical. That is their race. We've seen it time and time again. You criticize them. I like your thinking.
Ah.
Criticism, just stating the truth. They're there because they defeated us, making them the rightful rulers.
Oh, there's
What
the
did
nanny. God bless her.
Oh yeah.
She's shutting the door. She's leaving. She's like, "What the fuck? I'm getting out of here."
Yeah, right.
the Minifig Empire wanted you expunged, so they don't even think about mentioning that again, Gavla. Those were bad times.
Ooh, bad.
Yeah, you can pause it.
Bad.
Pause it. Just to reiterate that point I mentioned at the beginning, I was making this story up as I went. This was not planned. And the reason why there's these long pauses between when they say sentences, that's my mind thinking of what they're going to say next. There was no script, and I was just figuring out kind of character arcs as they were going. So this was all very ad-libbed.
Like all of it?
Huh?
Like the expunging and the
All of that was all just kind of coming in.
Really?
I'm not kidding. None of that was planned. And
Wow.
I will mention the key moments that were planned and not planned, but
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Not at all. Why must you always disagree with me?
Yeah, man.
The reason it wasn't bad, Icarax, was because the Bionicles and the Minifigs were at peace with each other. Nowadays, each side just glares at each other vengefully from their distant locations, but doesn't take any action because they know it might jeopardize their people. Icarax, when the Minifig militia sentenced you and the Bionicles to the Badlands, where we now suffer, you were angry and warped back then. You could not control your vast resentment for the Minifigs, so the Minifigs thought the rest of the Bionicles would be just like you, doing what was in best interest for their citizens' safety. They sentenced all of us to an eternity in the Badlands. But you've changed a lot since then, Icarax. I know you better than anyone. I am your personal advisor, after all.
Okay, that point I eventually changed.
Garvla,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. Let me finish, Icarax.
A lot of
My
exposition.
dearest.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware.
Important reason for me to be seeking you out. It is an idea I would like to present. Most of the Bionicle race has much anger toward the minifigs. And not only that.
Yep, I know. I know these transitions.
4
It's
years
2008.
Yeah.
I had just gotten my new camera.
Yeah. A simpler time.
Yeah, correct.
Thinking, this time I will not disagree with you. We're better than the minifigs. We are physically, intellectually, and spiritually better than them. We don't deserve this punishment. So I thought of this. Are you ready? Please, Garvla, do get on with it. Why don't you start a rebellion?
I know.
Are you out of your mind? No Bionicle would want to join up with me, even if they did. The minifig militia is still quite large, and their technology is great. It's out of the question, Garvla. That's where you're wrong, Icarax. The minifig world has been going through an economic depression, and
Keep-
fewer citizens
yeah.
have been applying.
I think I put that in because this was 2008, and this was
Yeah.
right around the crash.
Right.
So that was kind of... Yeah, go... Yeah. I don't
yeah.
know.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Okay.
For the militia. They are actually weaker than they have ever been before. Don't you see? We will never get a chance like this again. And besides, we don't need to ask people to join us right away. Let us prove to them that we can be their leaders through actions, not words. What the hell does that mean?
My sentiments exactly.
Small Icarax.
Oh, now she's rolling her R's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And prove to
The
them
drama
business
is increasing.
ready to
Yeah.
fight if they are. Garvla, it's a good idea, but not just you and I can take on a minifig outpost. Who says it's just going to be you and I? What? May I present to you your first soldier?
He was just hanging out there behind the thing the whole time.
Much about you and your emotional changes.
Right behind the box the whole time.
Take over the
Yeah.
minifig world. Usually I work as a mercenary and would require a large sum of money from you. But since you and I both share the same goals, I will work for you for under no charge.
What a deal.
Nerva,
Basically, yeah.
oh, this is amazing. What is your name, faithful companion? No one knows my true name. I forgot it since the Bionicle location era, 2006.
See, okay, yeah, pause it real quick. As I was making this stuff up, I thought I was gonna make it in like real human time, 2006. But people who follow the series know I just totally scrapped that idea entirely. But yeah, I made
Yeah. Okay, so it's no longer canon. That was 2006. Okay.
of course not.
Injected me with some kind of amnesia serum into my brain, making me forget everything. The injection was the only thing I remembered. And with that memory comes my hatred toward the minifig race. When do we start? Gamma, this is almost too good to be true. But still, attacking a minifig outpost will be next to impossible. Oh, we aren't attacking a minifig outpost. Not yet. We are still too weak. Tomorrow, we attack the minifig city of
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's not go for an outpost. Let's go for their capital.
Yeah.
afraid of us.
We're too weak for the outpost.
So will the Bionicles. This fear will show.
That's just the ad-libbing. That's just
we are
the...
their worthy
yeah.
leaders.
Yeah.
Full
Fuck!
The plan is simple, foolproof. What do you say, Icarax? Will you let all of your mistakes fall behind you and join us in world conquest? Sign me up.
All right, buddy. What'd you think?
Well, If I didn't know that you were just making that up, I might have been interested. You know, more.
No, that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
I want to
no,
break
it's,
any illusions that people have about this.
Drac is 36.
You know, that was back with I think I was making this on a laptop, and there were some weird dimensions with the
Oh.
Windows Movie Maker, and it cut off the 36, and I just didn't give a shit at that point. I just said, publish, fine, done, on to YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Well, yeah, no. If I thought that you had planned this out, I would have, I would have been interested to hear, like, what happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what's going on,
Yeah.
But now that I know you just made some of this up, it makes it a little harder.
Did you see the little pauses when they were in their dialogue?
Yeah. No,
That
I
was me
definitely-
thinking, God, what are they saying? Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely picked up on that, but
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe it would, if you had planned this out and there would have been payoff for that,
Yeah.
it would have been, more, interesting for
Oh,
me.
yeah. No.
So, I'm sure for 2008 this is very, I don't know what
You
the
don't
word-
have to flatter me.
Well, I mean, how many things like this were there on YouTube at the
I
time?
don't know. I don't know. There were. You'd be surprised. There were a lot of fairly prominent Bionicle series.
Oh,
Yeah, and I had seen most of. There was one about Paraka. I forget the guy's name. People probably know. He did a famous series just called like Paraka, and it was that was a pretty big inspiration for What We Cannot See. But there were a few others. But like that was one where it's just these Paraka figures talking and scheming and talking about an owner, and also too Arby and the Chief. If you ever saw any of those, or like the Master Chief.
I've seen a couple.
Yeah, so like they always talk about John, their own. Is it John? I don't know, their owner or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They have this weird relationship with their with the people of the house and things, but nothing. Yeah, those are a few of the influences. But
Yeah. Well, I should mention that I'm not really very well in tune with the community.
well, that's true. Yeah,
I was brought in, pretty much when he approached me about the sequel. So
Yeah.
I
so he doesn't know a whole lot about Bionicle lore, but that's
Yeah.
okay. You don't need to. Not for this.
yeah, no, that's that's
So
yep.
consider yourself
Uh,
lucky.
Are we pausing for
I mean, it's just all that would follow up is just credits. So if I think what we're gonna do, YouTube people, is we're gonna go episode by episode. So we're gonna comment on one episode, and then we're gonna go to the next one. So we'll do episode 2 now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Voiced by Dracus 36.
Yeah, I had to give myself all the credits just in case
Yeah.
people didn't realize it was one dude doing this.
Your guardian angel. My fist, your mouth, her skull.
Which song do you think that was?
I have a few guesses. Border failure.
Yeah.
Loading. Okay, there we go.
Do you know what music this is?
Oh.
The Black Mesa Source thing.
Yeah.
I knew about Black Mesa before you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Black Mesa, though.
Uh-huh. Oh, what the hell?
God damn it. Hold on. Pause it.
Yeah.
Pause it. I'm going to stop recording just so we can load it a little
Yeah.
bit.